Kalkin, what sentence was that? Okay. Then, how is the housing organized? Is home space, if home space has a price, how much does it cost and how people get the funds? I don't know how much housing costs in detail, as this depends on what you are going to build. If you're moving into something that is already built, you have to pay for the costs that the facility gets evaluated, and then you have to pay that price to the housing service. If you move out or shift to another place, and then the place is going to be evaluated, and you have either to pay the difference between that, or you get paid the difference between those two, depending on if your new facility is, or your new place is more worth or less worth than the previous one. It's a bit sad thing that this shifting between houses is has to be paid for, and I don't. Well, this is my personal evaluation, so I'll leave it out. But it's just that way. About the funds, sometimes you get supported, sometimes you don't. Usually you have to bring the funds with you. And it's better to bring it with you, because usually you cannot do it with Aurovillian money. You do not earn enough in Auroville to be able to build a house or something really big. Therefore, you need Western money. Are there any questions in that area? Then let's shift to health and nutrition. Is there plenty of choices of food? Absolutely. Almost, yes, although meat is something which is almost nowhere to be found. If you want to eat meat, you have to go to the villages or to one area. Or in Auroville, you usually do not get meat, but all sorts of vegetarian food, and I guess anyway, about 80 to 90% of the population is vegetarian. When you go to the villages, you usually get chicken or pig, meat, or fish. Not so much pig, but more fish and chicken. The Solar Kitchen, which is a public, the biggest public kitchen in Auroville, and feeds 1,000 people per meal, has only vegetarian, with some eggs and also milk products, but they come separately, so you can also live vegan. Do they have a first aid clinic, hospital, and if so, how many staff and of which type? That's a critical question. For allopathy, there's a health center and a dental clinic. As for first aid, I think that's a problem, still a problem. If you have broken a leg, no problem. That's not that big a problem. But I think if you have something like cancer, or no, that's not first aid, but a hole in the head or something. Well, you will be treated in the health center first, and to for surgery maybe. There's also many smaller institutes with alternative ways of healing, like Ayurveda and homeopathy and all the like. The concept is to keep you healthy before you get into a way of life that makes you sick. Anyway, I cannot tell anything about equipment or stuff in generally. I have seen the Kailash clinic and a homeopathic in Pitanga. Well, they are very small, but they're relatively well equipped for the usual kind of stuff, like you have problems with your skin, or problems with insect stings, or with digestion, or headaches and so on. They can help you very well, and it's relatively cheap. It starts with €1, about €1 for getting dressing. It is. I heard of someone getting inspection of his stomach, which is about €25, which is quite a lot of money for the Indian population, but not for Aurovillians, of course. And those institutions are for Aurovillians. Lucas, yes, I did. Of course, it depends where you go. There are several public kitchens, and there's also the kitchens in the settlements, which partly do some very, very tasty food. The solar kitchen has had some problems during the last years, as I have heard of a visitor who has been there regularly over the years, but who has stated that the current personnel does a good job, and it's very rich in nutrients and in variety of foods, of ingredients. Do they have access to clean water? And if so, is it from a well or river? There is no clean surface water there, so they have no rivers. They have large water catchment ponds, but you better do not drink that water, as everyone can access to it. Wild animals, strolling dogs, people who are just going to shit near the beach, and you can take it for watering your farm or your garden, but those water catchment ponds are meant for dripping or letting the water sink into the earth to fill up reservoirs. From those reservoirs in the groundwater, they get up their water that they're drinking, or their drinking water, in short. The pumps are...
Your mic is gone, Paxton.
He's getting owned. Looks like he's dropping off.
I've been off for a second. Where did I stop?
I think 30 seconds ago. 40 seconds.
That's quite a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe I said that you shouldn't use water from the water catchment ponds for drinking, and this water is meant for dripping into the ground, into the water aquifer in the groundwater, and then they drill down to that groundwater. It's about 20 meters highest as far as heard, and lowest 300 meters or 350 meters below the surface. So this might, if you have this is one of the more expensive things to start a new piece of land there. They have problems with water, and the using 7 times more then it's refilled. So 7 times more water gets used out of the well than refilled by the water catchment ponds. This is due to the politics of the Indian government, which offers electricity for free to all the farmers in the region, or in all of India, and their water pumps run 24/7. So the level gets, or the groundwater gets exploited very fast, and it's one of the tasks of Auroville to help farmers with more sustainable ways of watering their harvest or the land.